Todd Bowles was a coach interim for the Dolphins, head coach for the Jets, and now he's the head coach for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And the NFL over the last 10 years has, I don't know if the word is radical, but it is much more of an offensive league. There's just simple rules about hitting players in certain spaces. The middle of the field feels like it's been taken over by the offense in most of my childhood. And most of the 70s, 80s, 90s, and early 2000s, the defense controlled the middle of the field. But there's limitations on what you can do to a receiver or any target over the middle. And Todd Bowles, as a defensive coach, knows some of the restrictions that are imposed now. Todd's great seeing you. It is, I said this, if I owned a football team, I said I'd have to strongly consider an offensive coach because the game is, it's just changed. It's the middle of the field feels like it's been taken away from defensive coordinators. Now, you run a very, very aggressive style. How have you had to change just your coaching over the last 10 years based on what the league allows you to do defensively?
The biggest thing is really the aiming target when the receiver is catching the ball and putting our head to the side and making sure that we're from the shoulders anywhere in between the numbers and trying to hit them. The hard part is when they catch a ball and duck.
Yeah.
While your aiming point's already low and it's a bang, bang play. I don't think you can coach those. I think you have to live with those for the most part, but you try to keep it clean and keep it above the waist and below the shoulder pad right there. And, right now they even cracking down on the kneecap.
Yep.
So you really can't get low as well as that much either. So we've been coaching it up and trying to get them as hard as they can play. And the bang, bang plays, we don't bother with too much, but the ones we can coach, we really try and coach.
Todd, you're known as an excellent defensive coordinator, but when a coach goes from coordinator to head coach, there are some day-to-day responsibilities that you have to surrender because now, holistically, you're running the whole operation. How much on a day-to-day can you still hover on the defense, and how much do you have to relinquish?
I relinquished very little this time around. I think the first time with the Jets, I relinquished a lot more than I would have wanted to. Right now, we have the same coaching staff in place, and those guys do an excellent job on the offensive side of the football. So right now, it's just very little. It's as much as getting the offensive playbook and looking over it in my spare time and everything else, but I'm very much involved with the defense, and I'll be ready to make game day decisions when that time comes.
Tony Dungy well. I love Tony. For years, he kind of created a new blueprint, which is I'll run the team in the defense. Peyton, I'm going to let you do a lot of the offense. You're very fortunate with Brady. There's nobody can throw him any curveball. He's seen everything that's ever been created. Do you feel it'll be a little bit like a Dungy model where you've got this smart veteran quarterback who's maybe the best pre-snap guy ever? You'll run the franchise, you'll run the defense, and Tommy will have a lot of power on the offense.
So Byron will have the power first and foremost because he's the OC, and Tom's been in the offense for 2 years now, going on 3. So they'll both collaborate and have a lot of power on offense when it comes to running the offense. I'll make the decisions on third and short, obviously when to go for it, when not to go for it, 2-minute and those type of deals and replays and everything, but they'll pretty much run the offense.
When facing Brady for 2 years in practice, did he teach you anything?
He taught me, I don't know if it was me so much as some of the younger DBs, just never take plays off, because if you are lacking in your technique one way or the other, and you're a half step late on your break, or you're not looking at the ball, you take your eyes off the ball for a second, that ball is going to be in there and completed. And he throws it exactly where it's supposed to be. If the wide receiver wants it high and outside, he'll put it high and outside. He's almost like a pitcher in baseball. He's very good at location. And I think that teaches the guys, as far as fundamentally being on the same page and being very sound with their technique.
I don't know if it's surprising, Todd. Brady's mid-40s. Half your roster is probably 25 years old. They listen to different music. They have a different lifestyle. Are you ever surprised by Brady's ability to connect with basically kids?
I can't even imagine being that in his 40s pretty much, and most of us stopped playing in the early 30s, if not at 30, to still be playing like he does and have that kind of relationship he does with the locker room, young and older guys, is unbelievable. It's a trait that you really can't teach. It's something that you got to have, and that it factor that everyone talks about, he has it.
Yeah. So, it is interesting when you look at the construct of your team. Jason Light is a very good drafter. You guys have drafted really, really well. When you look at your team, do you just take your personnel and this is what we have, this is what we'll do? Or do you have a basic system you run and I can kind of bank on it regardless of the roster? How do you view your side of the ball?
On our side of the ball, we have a system we run, and then according to the guys that we have, or if injuries occur, there are things that we have to do to offset things that we normally put in and run. So it's a little mix of both. We have our core plays that we run, and we have a lot of things that we change for the guys that are accustomed to making certain plays and can do certain things well.
You have worked with some of the most unique personalities ever. You've had the Andy Reid, the great mentor, the intensity of Sean Payton, the old school legend Bill Parcells, Bruce Arians. If I said to you, give me something that Bruce Arians, that you gleaned from him, watching him and thought, maybe I should do more of that. What was his gift, Bruce Arians' gift?
His gift was he knew how to coach the coaches without asking them questions. He knew what they needed, when they needed it, just by feel and understanding how they are and what they do. And he had a very innate feel of coaching the coaches by just talking to them. And I don't know how to describe that, but his intelligence, his foresight, his understanding of the person, whether they were coaching something difficult or something small or giving advice or suggestions, he had a very good knack for that. And I don't think you can just teach that.
I've never seen you yell, ever. You are very chill on the sidelines. When's the last time?
Practice.
Okay, I was going to say, when's the last time Todd Bowles lit a guy up? Give me the last time you lit a guy up and why.
You should come to practice. Off the top of my head, I can recall it was probably Dean the first time we played Philly on Monday night, and we gave up he got a pass interference on the deep ball in cover 3 because he didn't get his head around. And it might have been him again at the end of a ball game. We were winning pretty good playing cover 2, and he let a 7 route behind him because he didn't sink. Those kind of things kind of tick me off.
I wouldn't want Todd Bowles mad at me. Good luck to you, Coach. You got quite a roster. I appreciate you stopping by. I used to live in Tampa for a couple years. Fun town. Great seeing you, and good luck. Good luck.
Thanks a lot, Colin.
You bet. Todd Bowles. Hi, everybody. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out more of the best clips from The Herd or go watch a few segments from other shows on FS1.